or we'll look at a black screen. There we go. Please let me know if there's any issues with the sound, by the way. Obviously, you know, teething issues, birthing issues. The production team will sort them out immediately. And we have Nemiga Gaming versus Winstrike team in the lower bracket matchup. This is a best of 3 for the players for the CIS Bucharest minor qualifiers. So the loser of this game will be not qualifying for the minor and out of the contention completely. So very, very important that they get a win here. We're off to a bit of a regular start for these drafts. Nothing particularly surprising. I mean, I guess this Disruptor isn't a hero we've seen a whole lot of recently.
Always Wanna Fly has been loving this hero recently. I think out of the last 6 games or something, I think he's probably played it about 4 times. Winstrike are the only team that are playing this hero at the moment, so I'm surprised they keep picking it on so early in the draft, but it must just be, you know, their new comfort pick for position 5. It's nice to see it come back again. There's been so many position 5s that haven't been viable for such a long time. But new faces, I'm not against them. Fine. Yeah, I like this Undying pick against the Brewmaster. We cast a game yesterday where an Undying just completely zoned a Sankin completely by himself, and I feel like Undying's probably one of these better matchups against Brewmaster where they try and trade hits in lane.
Yeah, Undying's definitely this hero where he either does a lot or does absolutely nothing. You know, we've seen these Undyings which just feed mercilessly and really have little to no game impact. And we've seen these Undyings who just destroy everybody in the laning phase and then through to the mid game as well. They're these beasts. So very an all-or-nothing hero, I feel. Marmite of the Dota 2 hero world.
It's, we saw, to be fair, we saw a very good Undying and a very bad Undying yesterday. We did get both ends of the spectrum. So it was... Just prove your point straight away. Just refer back to those games. Yesterday, Winstrike, they did okay. I would say out of the 2 series that we watched, Winstrike probably played better out of these 2 teams. I think Nemiga had a few problems with their draft. If they can get through this drafting phase, okay, they are still very good players. But I think coming into this series, people are probably expecting Winstrike to do well. But we talked about it yesterday. There's one man that's going to be the deciding factor about this for Winstrike.
Yeah, no, the Winstrike curse, the iceberg curse, more importantly. You know, it's proven itself time and time again. If Winstrike lose in the early game, then they're going to win. If they win in the early game, they're going to lose. So it's pretty easy to know if Winstrike are going to win. If they're down in the first 10 minutes, then it's kind of like a 90% win advantage for them.
Yeah, Iceberg just activates anime mode and comes out of the mid lane and just takes over the game. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we saw it on his OD yesterday. You know, the one game they took was basically him just wrecking face on his OD because he got destroyed in lane by a lone druid and then came back in a big way. So, yeah, you know what to look out for. But now we have a Luna and a Beastmaster, so both teams picking up a nice aura carrier.
Yeah, Nemiga Gaming picking up this Luna pretty early as well. I was just looking at it and thinking, I wonder why, but then I looked at the bans. There's quite a few carry heroes banned out here. The PL, the Terrorblade, the PA... So you kind of want one of these 6 or 7 carries, though, that are viable at the moment. I don't mind them picking it up super early, try and secure their late game. So yeah, this Beastmaster pick's interesting. It gives you the vision for the glimpse as well with the Hawk, which is really nice. Obviously, you can't move that Hawk around anymore. But even so, Disruptor loves when he can get some deep vision behind towers and whatnot, just to get those glimpses off. Their lanes look pretty strong at the moment on Winstrike, I would say. The Disruptor's a little bit weak, but I feel like the Brewmaster makes up for that.
We've got the old BM lane with Brewmaster and Beastmaster maybe laning it up together, as we've seen this Brewmaster quite often taking his 4 positions. It looks like he is going to be doing in this draft as well. I can't really see the Disruptor going for the 4 or... And core Brew is a thing of the past.
Yeah, I mean, some people still play it as offlane sometimes. Was it Empire we saw do it? No, I think it was Gambit we saw play offlane Brew yesterday. But yeah, this Disruptor's definitely going to be position 5. This is Always Wanna Fly's hero at the moment. I'm looking at this Rubik, though. I mean, it's still open for Nemiga, whether they want to play that as the 4 or the 2. We've been seeing... I would probably say it's been pretty even between support and core. But depends how you feel, confident you feel with it on your core hero, I think. And I was checking through the win rates for the major qualifiers, sorry. I think Rubik had a 42% win rate from mid lane, which is really poor. Hopefully, I'd like to see it as a support, but
we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I like to see every hero being thrown out of its comfort zone. That's always fun to me, you know. Like get this Undying in the middle lane. Why not? I'm up for anything.
No, let's not do that. Not do that. Not at all. Yeah, I was gonna say they need some kind of catcher on Nemiga Gaming where they can force fights. And he's very good at that. And again, it still doesn't show what's happening with their draft because Tiny could play 3, 4, 2. You know, Rubik could go mid, could play 4. So their options are still very open.
So Winstrike, what do they pick up? I mean, when it comes to Winstrike, you know, Silent's a great player. You know, you put him on a Jara, you put him on a Morph, you put him on anything really, he's gonna do his job. But Iceberg is definitely that that flippant factor which we're always talking about. What hero do you want him on this game?
He played OD really well yesterday. I'd like to see him on that again. But I feel like they need a tombstone hitter as well. Obviously, they've got the aura from the Beastmaster, which is really nice. But I feel like you still want some kind of carry that can rip through that tombstone. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, see, I like this. This is really good.
Mask of Madness OD coming in.
Oh god, no, please. No, he just goes 5 Wraith Bands on OD instead. It's fine. That's basically the same thing. Yeah, I don't mind this. Iceberg played it really well yesterday. He did a fantastic job. And they kind of had these 2 greedy cores scaling towards the late game. So, yeah, I'm not against this at all. Gives them some more bursts as well, which is always really nice, especially against Tiny. You know, hardly has any int to work with. And that's when that sanity
He's already pretty dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. Poor guy. He's just a rock. I relate to Tiny on a personal level.
It's really sad for you now.
It's okay. When you don't know much, it's hard to gain a sense of perspective. So you know those stupid people you meet in the world. Like, not to be judgmental, but I'm being really judgmental. You know those stupid people you meet in the world.
Yeah.
And like they kind of don't realize it because they're just kind of so stupid that they're like. They believe that they don't see anybody else as being smarter than them because it just doesn't process in their head. I'm one of those.
You just want to pat them on the head, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. And no one's gonna. You don't want to burst their bubble. You don't want to leave. You know, just yeah. You do your thing, bud. Well
I want to see Morphling here. Ready? Why?
How did we get a 5th pick lone druid?
I'm pretty sure Winstrike have been like first phasing this hero for so long. I'll be honest, I didn't even realise it was still in the pool because I just assumed if it hadn't been picked yet. And it must have been banned out before. Okay. And that's a tombstone hitter as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, definitely. This ticks all of my boxes. Lone Druid ticks all of my boxes. So, Nemiga, what is I mean, they need something which they need like a strong laner for a carry, but they also need something for a mid laner. I mean, they need a lot from this pick.
I think it's going to be Rubik mid, and they need to pick some kind of team fight here in their off lane. Be my hope. Then I don't know what that pick would be. Okay.
Obviously, it's a keeper for light.
So it's Tiny 3
Rubik mid. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it is. Sunlight on the Rubik.
Okay. I mean, it gives them that team fight though that we were talking about with the Will-O-Wisp.
Sure, but
that's something.
What do you steal as Rubik this game? what do you take?
Raw? It's pretty good.
Yeah, Raw's okay.
Raw's
very good. Sorry. Astral, I mean, is it?
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good. It just disrupts team fights and everything, helps you clear waves and stuff. Okay. Really nice. And Split, if you can ever get that, is really...
Sure. Yes, I don't know. I'm not sold on it personally. I don't think it's like the dreamiest Rubik game I've ever seen. It's not going to be some sick game where he gets Blink and Aghanim to just jump into a team fight, throwing spells back around all over the place. I can't really see that going down personally, but I do like the Luna, and we've seen a lot of success with the Coddle and his Disco Ball.
Yeah, the other thing I like about the Keeper of the Light is that it's going to allow them to just push waves so much easier. Like such a low committal thing with the Blast. So where, this Beastmaster and Lone Druid are probably going to want to group up and start pushing towers early on, play around with this Always Want to Fly Brewmaster ult. I've actually just realised it's not Always Want to Fly playing Disruptor for the first time for Winstrike.
Yeah, it's actually
interesting.
All right, so it is going to be Brewmaster on the 5 position, it looks like, and Yamich picking up the Disruptor here. So
okay.
Interesting. I mean, Disruptor versus Rubik feels pretty damn good though, because obviously Rubik does one thing when he's in the mid lane, and that is steal spells and use his own spells. He's not a right clicker. He's not really any other presence on the map. So if you can silence him and get him killed inside that stance, then it's going to feel really bad to have this Rubik as your mid laner.
Yeah, especially if Yamich is getting some kind of farm priority here. I'm interested to see what kind of item build he goes, because do we see like utility builds like 4 staffs or Glimmer Cape, or does he want to rush for that Axe that you just drop that onto the Luna before she can get her BKB off? This OD is going to rip through the Luna. It's not going to be close.
No. Alrighty then, well, here we go with game number 1 in today's games. We've got 3 games coming up for you as we run through this lower bracket, starting off with Nemiga versus Winstrike. Then moving on, the winner of this game will be facing up versus Empire Hope, and then the winner of that game will make it through to the grand finals to fight for their spot in the minor qualifiers, in the minor event. that is.
Nemiga
Let's get the CIS placement. Pretty exciting stuff, and we're going to start it off with a Rubik mid, which we didn't see all of yesterday, but hey, this here is pretty fun to watch, as it does look like always want to fly, trying to get his ward down as quickly as possible. The race for the middle lane ward. I think they're just going to spot each other out, and neither of them are going to place it. No, Rubik actually gets his down, and did always want to fly. See that? Hard to tell if he actually spotted that one out there.
The Rubik saw the Dire ward, but the Dire didn't see the Radiant ward, I don't think.
Ooh, well, we'll see what gets dewarded.
I would have liked to have seen the Druid run mid and put the ward down himself first with that really high movement speed. I think it's like 345 on the Druid, so that's a shame for the Dire side. That's going to get dewarded pretty quickly by the looks of it.
It's kind of like the 100-meter sprint in Dota. You just get your fastest guy, and just get Usain Bolt on your team sprinting down mid lane, whacking down that ward.
Well, do you remember when you used to be able to TP it like before the Horn as well?
Yes.
And like people would play Earth Spirit, TP to the Shrine or the mid tower, and then just roll out and get it out as quickly as they could.
That's some crazy stuff. I mean, sometimes when we see the Earth Spirit played now, he still does roll out of base and immediately roll down lanes to get that ward down. But yeah, it was pretty nuts. You could get super deep. Like, you could get like a ward down like here. Well, back when here was not this kind of same map. Here wasn't here, but you used to be able to like roll out and get a ward down before the enemy had reached their tier 2. It was pretty bonkers, but now we're in more sensible times. Times of wraith bands and times of big old disco balls. Which reminds me, when is Coddle going to get himself an Arcana, do you think, with his new ulti? Because I can see so many possibilities. Like,
dude, Leshrac is the disco ball. Please don't involve Keeper of the Light with that. You can't take Lesh, the only good thing that he has going for him. You can't take that away from him.
True,
give Lesh the credit he deserves.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of oofs here. They're going to get super low from this. There is no Yamich coming in to finish him off, though. But still, that harass alone is going to force him out an early salve, and that means only 5 tangos coming into this lane. And this is going to be one heavy harass lane with the Beastmaster and the Disruptor as Fishman comes in and punches the guy back. But again, this boar and this Thunderstrike, it's even Undying is starting to suffer here.
I am worried for Nemiga, though, that their eggs are all in the Luna basket. Like, if this Luna doesn't have a good time, which I think she should be fine, but if this Luna doesn't have a good time, this game is going to be really difficult for the Radiant side. A little bit concerned. Undying should just be able to secure the lane by himself, pretty much. Saw it yesterday. Reason why he can't do it again.
Yep, that only 1 tango left, though, so I don't know, he's probably going to have to suicide after... He might just suicide after this engagement, if he even can, though. Yamich is fighting up pretty hard with him. We've just been watching the support battle pretty much entirely this game, but it should result in Fishman actually dying here as the boar. The boar's really the real MVP here, and Fishman will survive.
Boar's owning.
Jesus. Yeah, the boar's the best hero in this lane, goddamn.
I mean, he got changed to hero damage on the boar now, so it just does so much in the laning stage. That's why you see people maxing it out first now, instead of those axes. Yeah.
And Fishman himself. Nobody needs to watch that. That's not a T-Chores. Don't you dare put that. It's just not. I'll defend myself here. And Iceberg's going to scoop himself up a creep with that Astral. But yeah, he's doing pretty damn well for himself. Sunlight taking a bit of a beating in this middle lane with 4 and 2 compared to Iceberg's 10 and 2. So this is actually bad for Winstrike, though, because as we know, they never win when they get too far ahead.
No, it's just Iceberg, not the rest of the team.
Yeah.
If Iceberg gets ahead, he always... No. It's like some kind of power he has.
That's what I was saying yesterday, though. I think Iceberg, the easy way to get a TI9 victory is just pair Iceberg with, like, a 2k stack, and then just get him, like, he's just going to run down mid and wreck everybody. Like, he's just going to be unleashed. He's going to be like the Godzilla of the Dota world. You're not ready for it. I think maybe he's having mercy on us. And look at this Astral here. It's actually going to get him 2 CS with that Astral, and then popping the Equilibrium for the extra mana back.
It's Luna's.
Oh, my God.
In a little bit of...
Yeah,
I thought they were chasing it.
It's okay, but it's a double damage disruptor, which this guy already hits for 53. Now it's 106. It's not a lot, but with the double damage, it does hurt. And also with the Inner Beast Aura as well, which you can't ignore. So yeah, Zitrax is pretty zoned right now. I mean, 12 and 4 isn't bad, but not the free lane you want as your Luna. And as you said, they're putting all their chips into this Luna basket. But let's look at top. We haven't actually looked at top, where the bear and the tiny are hanging out. Always want to fly, just throwing in these Cinder Brews here. And because we looked away from bottom lane, there is blood there. As Fishman goes on, all right, I'll take that one. You can flame me for that. That's fine.
That's the caster's curse, though. You're bigging up the disruptor and then dies.
Yeah, just goes in and feeds. Cool. Thanks for that, mate. They are taking a bit of that. Nomgrada's not scared here, but maybe he should be, as he's taking a bit of chunk of damage here. These decays, 16 stacks of decay on him, super annoying. But yeah, the ball's just doing so much work. Zitrax and Fishman so low, and now comes in with a static field. Does catch Zitrax in the really awkward position actually between a tree.
Oh, the Hawk as well.
The Hawk's going to give him so much vision, allowing Nomgrada just to chase him down here. He doesn't have access, but he doesn't need it when he's got big chunky arms to take down Zitrax. One right click, bam, gets him.
Bam. I like that. That was a quality sound effect there.
Thank you. Yeah, I think casting needs more onomatopoeias, to be honest.
That's a fun.
Thank you.
Impressive.
Thank you. In case you don't know, it's
yeah, I'm here in person, and I know Nomad's just trying to impress me so much.
Yeah, I got a flex, both physically and linguistically.
These lanes are going so well for Winstrike though at the moment. If you look at the CS chart, all 3 cores sitting at the top. They're doing a really good job.
Not great, and Fishman just denying himself to a tower there. Nothing to see. Don't worry.
Imagine being 4 minutes into the game and you've already denied yourself twice.
Yeah, Fishman is just feeding the neutrals.
Jeez.
That's a strat, right? You feed the neutrals, they get super fat, and then they just like wreck the enemy carry when they come to farm. You get like Ursa Warriors have like Mask of Madness, Maelstrom. Jesus.
He did deny to a tower this time though. So just come back to lane quicker. You don't have those extra 20 seconds to wait from denying to neutrals.
I mean, is it always worth it to deny yourself to tower? Like, how much gold does it give? It's 126 gold each.
It's not each. It's between the 5 of them.
Oh,
that's something Valve. It's been around for ages that they need to fix, and they haven't yet.
No, I do kind of recall that being a thing, as there's a bit of action down here as Winstrike trying to go on Zitrax here. Lightning does run out, but the board doing its job to slow down Zitrax, and now he actually gets a level on the axes to try and chase down Zitrax. Under tower, though, Zitrax will be safe. Now they turn it around. Nomgrada might be in trouble. He's got 12 stacks of decay on him, and Fishman can't quite find the damage to chase him down, and now with a very nice kinetic field from Yamich there just to hold him back, but Zitrax still on the case. Can he find this kill? He doesn't. He's got 3 seconds until the Lucid beam, maybe the night time, and he gets the vision up the hill. He must have had a ward up there, but now, well, Zitrax could be in trouble himself as Yamich starting to chase him down, but maybe Fishman can get the return kill. Needs to chase him, will find it, and now there's going to be everybody except the Undying going down here. So after 2 deaths, Fishman finally finds himself 2 kills to stack himself up with. Honestly,
I think the Dire are completely fine with this. And we've said it before, all the eggs are in the Luna basket. If you can shut down this Luna, that's the most important thing in this game. You know, this Rubik and Tiny can try and make space if they have a good time, but this Luna still needs to find farm somewhere. Maybe stack some camps in the jungle would always be nice.
This is interesting. Rubik has Equilibrium, which means that his spell's now slow, is that correct? And
gets mana back.
He gets his mana back. So Fade Bolt is literally free.
Yes, yeah, I guess. Sure.
When he uses Equilibrium.
I mean, unfortunately, he can only Fade Bolt for the magic damage to restore mana.
Yes, so. Yeah. Unless he uses Equilibrium and then steals Astral,
the setup, though.
Pretty insane. Yeah, I always want to fly coming in for this one. Sunlight in a lot of trouble going for the TP out. Is he going to make it in time? He is on 80 HP. Fishman TP's into this one, though, with a double decay. He'll be all right.
Did Brewmaster activate Brawler there? He just didn't get crits.
Yeah. Oh, never lucky.
And it's like 80% chance, I'm pretty sure. That's really unfortunate.
Yep. 80% critical chance. Now they'll try again onto Fishman this time. And, well, where are they? He's come on. There we go. He activates it now, gets 1 crit, gets 2 crits. There we go. The RNG is there somewhere.
Found it.
Yep. They take down Fishman in the middle lane. Undying is dead. Meanwhile, they're chasing down Zitrax here. Nomgrada and Yamich looking for the Luna. Luna, can he make it to Shrine, please? Oh, there we go. That delicious healing energy coming through. Is it enough? Yeah, I mean, it's something. It's keeping her alive a little bit longer, but the axe is coming through with that Thunderbolt, going to finish her off. Sunlight will return the axes, but very underwhelming. I mean, look at the boards. They don't even care. It's a level 1 axes. Sunlight? Sunlight? The return axes really aren't doing that much, buddy. Although the right clicks maybe will with the Fade Bolt, but no, Nomgrada going to live to fight another day. Zitrax comes in, though. They're just going to take Yamich here, although in comes Iceberg. Not sure you want to get involved with this one, Iceberg. Yep, down goes Yamich, and Iceberg wisely walks himself away as Astral's actually coming into this one. Now, we haven't really been keeping an eye on this Kotl. What's he been up to? He's got himself a decent amount of gold. He's got himself Tranquil Boots, so he's just been farming jungle creeps, I think. Currently sitting on 22 CS, and considering the Tiny is sitting on 34 CS,
yeah, the thing is you can't really pressure the Lone Druid on this Keeper of the Light. It's very hard, especially when that bear can just go and scout you out in all the nooks and crannies and things where you want to be blasting from. So the Lone Druid often doesn't really get surprised from that, whereas some other heroes would. But the problem is, again,
Fishman in trouble again, going for the TP out. Is going to make it in time. Yes, he is again. 100 HP. One more hit from Iceberg or from Always Want to Fly would have finished him off there, but doesn't come in.
This Undying is only going to be able to buy TP scrolls the whole game, the amount he's using them.
This guy's he's flying around the map like nobody's business, feeding to a tower, TPing base, coming out again. Yeah, he's been everywhere, Fishman. Hasn't really been. I mean, what's his KDA sitting at? He's 2-3-2 right now. That feels pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Just trying to secure his Luna's farm, but again, as soon as he TP'd to that mid lane before to try and help the Rubik, they just punished the Luna straight away, which is exactly what they need to do. So unfortunately, because the Undying can't really afford to sit in this bot lane the whole time, the Luna just has to go back to jungle. So tower's just going to start to get pushed down. Doing a very good job. Tower side. But they're trying to make something happen, or at least try and keep their tower alive. They've got the Eclipse up if they can make something happen.
Yeah, Tiny TP's into this one, and that is going to be enough to scare away Winstrike, that they smoke up and maybe go for the re-engagement. No, they're looping round onto mid. They want themselves a tasty ray of sunlight in their lives. They may well get it. Sunlight's actually coming down. Oh,
this
dear,
is so
he's
good.
walking into death, although their smoke gets popped, and they...
That's so awkward.
They walk straight past him. Nighttime there, so I don't think they saw him. So they just didn't have the vision, therefore...
Radiant have that ward as well, so they know they're there now.
Walk past. That was absolutely sick, Jukes from Sunlight, as he goes for a lovely little stroll.
Yeah, Sunlight assumed they were all bots, so he came to join up with his team to try and take this fight. He somehow makes it past them all. Very impressive. But they're going to lose their tier 1, which is... you always want to keep that tier 1 mid tower alive as long as you can. It offers a lot of map control.
There we go. Might have a fight breaking out. Sunlight with the lift onto Nongrada. Nongrada has the roar. Doesn't want to throw it out willy-nilly.
Oh, Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, hello, with Illuminate as well.
Okay.
And in comes Fishman with a double decay. Oh no, Nongrada gets torn apart, and now Yamich blasts into everybody with the blinding light. He's made short walk off as well as Nemiga take 2 kills in this middle lane. And Winstrike, they just waste their time and lose some heroes.
Yeah, they tried to commit to killing that Will-O-Wisp there, and it just got the second burn off with the I don't even know what you call it. What's the active? The flicker on, I guess.
The lamp.
The lamp. Like the lamp hit for the second time, and that just that was the end for Winstrike, unfortunately.
Flickers come at the worst possible time, as Always Want to Fly try and defend this tower. Nongrata coming in as well. Again, he has the roar. Will have to throw it out onto Sunlight here. And now the Sanity's Eclipse comes down, doing a lot of work onto Zitrax here, but now he's got to banish himself up. There's a lot of damage coming through. Sunlight trying to fight up. Always Want to Fly jumping in. Fishman really low as well. Always Want to Fly is going to get the kill and not going to go down himself. Oh yeah, the toss finds the kill, but Fishman goes down as well, and now the Tiny should go down as he's got that Astral Imprison on top of his head, and when he comes out, he ain't surviving. Goodbye, Mr. Rock.
Yeah, when the Radiant use all their spells to kill those 2 heroes in the mid lane before, as soon as Winstrike group up, they're alive again. They just TP in and turn the fight back the other way. If there's no Eclipse, there's no Will-O-Wisp, nothing really for them to be scared of. So you got to be a little bit careful on Radiant and try and take fights around your big spells.
Yep, lesson learned hopefully for Nemiga after that one, and they'll try and rinse and repeat and get the same fight as they got earlier, perhaps.
Look at the farm on the Luna compared to the Druid, though. A little bit scary. I mean, Luna can kanj up with the Glaives, which is probably going to max out now. Try and secure that farm, but Druid has had an amazing lane up there. Took the top tier 1 just before that fight started mid as well, so going for that Deso. Try and get the early tempo going. Take as many towers as he can.
Yeah, I mean, usually when we see people go for this Deso, they get the 4 Wraith Bands at the very least, but choosing only for 3 Wraith Bands.
Odd.
Very questionable.
Report him to the Dota, please, for that. Wraith Band, please.
Now, they will run down this bottom lane on the side of Winstrike. Nemiga looking to defend as best they can. The double bracer Tiny on the front lines. Very tanky dude. Position 3 as well, so you're not that worried about it. Yeah, Brew comes in on the back lines. Roar actually comes out. Was that onto the Tiny? It certainly was. It's taken them a long time to chunk this guy down, but with the ball, they have the vision. And the Hawk as well, of course. They actually tossed the Hawk away, and Tiny will end up going down there. Finally, it took a long time, but they finally get him, and now they're actually going to pop the ultimate, but the banish comes through at the wrong time. A little bit of miscommunication. I don't think it matters though. Astral's going to drop, and down goes Sunlight as well. Winstrike find 3 in the bottom lane, and they will get themselves a tower as well, and I wouldn't actually be surprised if they keep going here.
Did they have the Will-O-Wisp up? I don't think they did they? And even then, you got static field, so...
It is off cooldown now, but I think it might have still been on cooldown for a little bit at the start of that
and
fight.
I don't think they had Eclipse either. They just have no team fight. And yeah, like, this is what we were saying with the Beastmaster, with the Druid. You just group up and start taking towers. Like, there's this Deso coming out on the Courier now.
Yeah, that push.
They have to be a little bit careful here on Winstrike, though. Like you said, that Will-O-Wisp is up now.
Exactly, the Will-O-Wisp Eclipse combo could be pretty potent here. He actually blasts them back, so playing defensively on the side of Nemiga, not wanting to go for anything here.
Need to make sure they have their ults up again.
Could. I mean, there's no split and there's no raw.
You want to wait for the sanities, the raw and the split before you really take a fight again.
Exactly.
Getting that tier 3 is fine. You can just secure the shrines now. Maybe look towards that Roche as well with the Deso on the Druid now.
That's why I'm surprised that Nemiga didn't want to go for something there with those ultimates down. They had the Will-O-Wisp and they had the Eclipse, so might as well. I don't know. Decided not to play it safe.
Where's their catch though? It's so limited.
True, but I think. Oh, bit of action here. Raw comes out actually onto the Undying as he walks up onto the high ground, but that's the wrong high ground, my friend. That is the wrong high ground indeed, as Winstrike get themselves a kill onto the Undying and get the Shrine as well. Pretty brutal force right now.
Really nice by Winstrike. They actually just fake backed and sat on the hill. They knew somebody would want to come down here, D-Ward, at least try and push some waves up. So they know what's happening right now. Ugh, that's the Necro 1 on the Beastmaster as well. So these tower pushes get even more scary now for the Radiant side.
Yikes. Desolator, Necro 1. Winstrike feeling very pushy right now, and they might even look towards Roshan. Let's see where they head up to, or just top Shrine. Why not? Really trying to force Nemiga into a fight here, and I feel like Nemiga kind of need to respond to this one. I mean, they don't really have anything on their Luna, though. I think she's got this... Surely she's got at least the Mask of Madness. No, not even the Mask of Madness. Yeah, that's...
I would assume she would want to go for that Mask of Madness before the Yasha, but really wants to try and catch up with the farm. Gets out just before the Avalanche.
Yep, that was nicely done by the Brew, and now the Roshan gets taken by Iceberg. This is looking grim if they have to fight here.
Again.
Glimpse into the Astral. Sunlight does come out inside the silence and will be taking a chunk of damage, but doesn't mean he's able to get the lift off for this one, but Sunlight taking so much damage from that Druid and always want to fly. Meanwhile, the Chosen One... Oh, he steals a split and turns it around, coming in the backlines. Meanwhile, who is this held up? It's actually Fishman. Pops the ultimate, but doesn't survive very long at all. But in comes Astral. He's got the Will throw it down, catches one, okay, who gets out of it quite easily and then dies very quickly himself. And meanwhile, Luna just gets the Sanity's Eclipse on her head, doesn't survive at all. Chosen One tries to do something here, absolutely fails, and that's a GG right there. That is a quick and thorough assassination by Winstrike there, taking Nemiga out of game number 1.
How many minutes?
16.
Yeah, that's probably the quickest game I've cast in quite a long time. I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting that to quite end just then. But yeah, that bot lane didn't go so well for the Nemiga Gaming, did it? They the Undying died, well, didn't die, suicided twice in 4 minutes. And then as soon as the Undying left to go and try and help mid lane, the Luna just dies again. And then, like we said, if the Luna doesn't have a good start this game, they don't really have a way to get back into the game. Like, Tiny just doesn't even have Blink yet, so they have no way of starting fights. The Rubik did okay, but, you know, crushed him in the lane, really.
Yeah, that was that was pretty thorough by Winstrike, not really messing around with Nemiga there and taking them out. But as you say, you know, you put all your eggs into the Luna basket, and then the Luna basket falls over. Your eggs are all over the floor. You got yolks all over the ground, it mashing into your carpet. It's a bit of a disaster, really.
It's the problem is when you play that kind of game, it can be so demoralising. I mean, they are professional players though, so hopefully they can reset their emotions ready before game 2. But that's crushing. That was really sad. So hopefully they can put in a better performance. That's all we want to see. If you lose, then you can say at least we tried our best. But after that, you have to say, did we really play up to our potential? Did we do well enough? You know, this is a CIS close qualifier. You've got to be showing your best here if you want to get to the minor.
Exactly. And I mean, you know, first game of the day. Maybe they're just, you know, waking up. Maybe they're lazy. They just woke up out of bed and they're like, well, you know, yet to switch on, etc., etc. But hold on, let me just. I'll send you across the password for the lobby.
It was working now.
Yeah. He didn't actually have Dota for that game. He's on his little laptop here. I've set him up an observing station, which is very hype. You've got 2 computers here, dual computer setup. Hello. What is this production value?
It was like Nomad was just a top tier observer of that game, so I just didn't miss any of the action when I was watching it on the big screen.
Yeah. Why would you even need an observing station, to be fair? Let's throw it over. You know what else I've got as well? Look at this. We've got the bracket right here. Right here. Look at that. Yeah.
I'm just debating people here. This is like, oh my god! It's on. Nomad's copied the bracket onto his wall.
Yeah, it's just a little slideshow, a little projector up there. So as you can see, we had Gambit coming through. I can't actually read this on the screen, so this is just a bit of a guess. But Gambit, they beat Winstrike, yep, then came through, beat Empire, and now they're in the grand finals over here. Very, very good. I'm not sure if is this a Weatherman thing. I don't even. And now this is the game we're on now. This is the game we're having, and we're gonna be watching this game. Then we're gonna be watching this game. Then we're gonna be watching this game. So you can follow the brackets. I can't update them most. This is the only time you get to see it. Hence why I'm flexing it so hard right now.
This is top tier quality production here. It doesn't get any better than this.
No, I don't think so.
You think watching TI is good production? This is something else. This is
the next level. The next level indeed. So obviously, Team Empire. Let's talk about them quickly. They didn't have the best of rounds versus Gambit. I mean, they put up a good fight, but Gambit they did look awfully convincing yesterday at winners bracket. I think both games went kind of under the 25-30 minute mark.
Yeah, Gambit definitely looked the strongest of the 4 teams we've cast so far, I think. But Empire Hope, they played pretty well in the major qualifiers as well. If any of the teams can beat Gambit, it's probably Empire Hope. But Gambit look the best at the moment, I would say, by some margin. I mean, I guess it just depends what Winstrike turn up to games as well, doesn't it? Because if the main Winstrike turn up to the game, the one that we all know and love, that like we just saw last game just now, they can just turn up and just roll you over sometimes.
Yeah.
But other times they just run down lanes and look like headless chickens, don't they? So it's pretty horrendous.
I mean, every team occasionally has that happen to them. We've even seen the likes of Liquid. So they went, what was it, like 28-0 in a game versus EG? And what was that? Was that TI?
Well, I can't remember what tournament it was. Yeah, we've seen a few. So yeah, it can happen to the best of them. Yeah, I think Nemiga Gaming probably they would be seen as the weakest of the 4 teams coming into this qualifier, but they're definitely still good players. I think we should still show them the respect they deserve. I just really hope for their sake that they put in a good performance this time. That's something that they can go back and look at and say, yeah, okay, maybe even if we did go out, that we can be happy with how we performed, because that's the most important thing. And if you get beaten by the better team on the day, then so be it. But you always want to perform to the best of your ability, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, I hope you join the Christmas decorations as well. Got the place very nice, and see the tinsel up here, very nice, very nice. Some lights on the window over there. Yeah, I put in effort. A little bit early on the whole Christmas thing, maybe, but we're busy, so I get them up while I can.
Yeah, it's not even just the Dota production quality; it's the Christmas production quality as well. Big stuff. So we're just waiting for the second game to start here. Looks like the teams are almost ready.
All right, we'll throw it over to a quick break, and then we'll be back to bring you game number 2, Winstrike versus Nemiga here on BTS2. We'll see you very shortly for that series.